Hello and welcome to A Cat in the Garden. The weather is finally starting to cool down a little bit here and we are transitioning into our fall garden, and I am starting to transition out of the summer crops as well. I haven't gotten too many new things in the ground yet. I'm planning on making a trip to a nursery soon to get that started. But for now, I wanted to show y'all the garden and how it's doing for the month of October, as the weather did shift from the 90s to the 80s, and the next week we'll have highs in the 70s, which I think will be a really enjoyable weather. But for now, it is a really nice evening, so let's go take a tour of the garden. The cats have really enjoyed chasing butterflies that have been around the garden. It's been mostly Saffron trying to go after them, but Nutmeg does like to observe as well. Saffy is out here too, enjoying this wonderful weather we've been having. But I'll start off with my green beans. I think I mentioned in the last video that I started a new set for the fall. This is the last of my summer bush beans, just died off in the past week or so. So this was the first round I started, and then as the others started to die off, I replaced them with new seedlings. They're doing really well. I think I had 100% germination rate. Typically with the Kalima bush beans, I have 100% or close to it. These are flowering now, the ones that I planted first. So they are doing so well. Oh, actually, there are some little beans on here. So that is going to do very well. I find that these give me the best harvest in the fall, just because fall weather here is the most like spring weather everywhere else. So I'm much looking forward to having a lot of green beans this fall. The plants are just so lush and full, and the color green even on the leaves is so much better this time of year. I also have been starting to harvest some of my leafy greens, not the kale, but the Swiss chard. You can kind of see some marks where I have hacked off some leaves. With the cooler weather, there's not as much pest pressure on the new growth. Even here, this kale is starting to look better than it did in the summer. And I think I finally found the perfect spot for sage in the garden. This is the best I've gotten a sage plant to look since I've moved here, so I'm very happy with how this plant is doing. And this is a perennial, so it's going to stay here. The kale and the Swiss chard are perennials as well. They're all going to stay in this bed for a while, and then the vincas are self-seeding, so they just add a nice pop of color to the garden. My pepper bed is doing okay. It mostly, I think at this point, after 3 years, has been taken over by the blue salvia and my chive plants. And don't get me wrong, I get a lot of use out of the chives, and the blue salvia is gorgeous to me. It attracts a lot of pollinators as well, especially the bumblebees. I find that they are the ones that enjoy this the most. And then this year I ended up with a milkweed plant just right in the middle as well. They seed like crazy, so I'm not totally surprised, but it's there. I do still have some pepper plants in here, as well as some leeks. So I've got a jalapeno plant here that's growing really well. There is a cayenne plant here. It's got a few peppers on it. These are both lemon drops, which I did over winter. They haven't been doing the best, but I did harvest a few peppers from them. I've got the fish pepper here as well, which I've been harvesting quite a bit. I have a bell pepper in here, this giant poblano that keeps falling over, but it's got peppers on it. So there's quite a few on the plant, a serrano in there, and then I have some volunteer tomatoes in the back, which have been going crazy, and unfortunately I haven't been able to keep up with them. So I'll probably have to be pulling a lot of volunteer tomatoes next year. Nothing new to report about the blackberry. As always, I feel like it's a very boring plant, except for the 3 months of the year that it flowers and gives me fruit, but it's always fun when it does that. It is growing some new canes, but other than that, it's just hanging out. It'll lose its leaves in the next month or so, and then we'll just repeat its cycle in the spring. The herb garden here is doing pretty well, except for this sage. It has been dying back a bit. Like I said, I think the other spot is the best spot I've had for sage. This rosemary and the oregano have been taking over this bed very slowly. I try to chop them back the best that I can, but unfortunately, yeah, they are just growing too well here, as Nutmeg is chasing a moth. I do have a purple sage back there as well, but it's looking a little scraggly. I might actually pull up both of those sage plants and then just put one here and see how that does. I have a bronze fennel here as well. For pollinators, it just comes back every year. I let it do its thing. It's not really for eating at this point. My cayenne bed is a mess. I do have one yellow pear tomato in the middle. I've been pulling out the fennel. I pulled out all the onions. The peppers are doing okay. They're starting to die back. I think I've got a few. I did have a volunteer. This is a plant. I haven't grown this variety in a few years. This is called the aji rico pepper, but I recognized it instantly when I saw the peppers ripening up. So I had a plant, last year, 2 years ago, that did so well. So it must have just self-seeded over here. And I've got another one, which is nice. I really enjoy it. It's a really nice medium heat pepper. So it was an unexpected surprise when I found it in the garden. I do have my eggplants that are all doing really well. And I have eggplants on just about all of them right now. So this will be the first time I've tried it from this one. I have been harvesting from this patio baby one all summer. This is also a first time eggplant right here. It's called an heirloom oval eggplant. So I think it's supposed to be bigger than all the other ones that I have harvested so far. I've got a couple of serrano plants that are doing really well. I've been harvesting like crazy from these. And then this one doesn't have an eggplant on it currently, but it put out the cutest striped eggplant a month or two ago. It was so adorable, and I will definitely be growing it next year, even just for the color. My tomatoes also, they look a little ragged, but they're doing great. I've got a lot of yellow pear, sun gold, more yellow pear, basil, just going crazy. I'm probably going to be chopping this back soon. I've got the beets that I've been growing for 3 years now, just for the greens. And so they're starting to look really good as well, just like the Swiss chard that I showed y'all earlier. But with these tomatoes, I am actually starting to get some large tomatoes. It only took 3 years in this garden to get really nice, big, actually slicer sized tomatoes. I'm very proud of myself. I think this is the Cherokee Purple. These have been the lemon boys. And then I do also have mortgage lifter in here. So some of these might be mortgage lifter. I'll just have to see. All 3 of them that I planted are different colors. So that'll be a good way to differentiate between them. But this one in particular is just so pretty, and I cannot wait to eat it. My husband loves slicing tomatoes in particular. So he is so excited about this as well. I did have to pull out all of the tomatoes that were here. They were the white currant cherry tomatoes. The plants were done. I do have a lot of little tomatoes on the ground. So I think I will just save this area for next year, because I think a bunch of plants will come up just like they did this year. I did try planting some cucumbers. This one came up. Unfortunately, I'm 1 for 6. The seeds that I have are about 8 years old now though, so I'm thinking they're probably about done. I don't have too many left, so I will have to get new cucumber seeds soon. But I will see if I can get any cucumbers before we get our first frost. It just kind of depends how early the frost is this year. And of course, more basil. There's basil everywhere, and I've pretty much given up on chopping off the flowers at this point. But in the next month or so, it's all going to get chopped back anyway. Same with the milkweed here. I'm just keeping the milkweed around for the pollinators, specifically the monarchs, because now is the time of year that they are migrating through this part of Texas. So I'm keeping the milkweed for them. They also do enjoy the basil flowers, but the basil flowers annoy me. So I'm really keeping the milkweed for them. I have my last section of tomatoes here, which are doing really well. These husky cherry tomatoes, I think they're called husky red cherry. They're the biggest cherry tomatoes I've ever grown. They are so big, and they are doing really well this time of year. They did not like it when we were in the high 90s. They much prefer the mid to low 80s. So they are popping off right now. I have more beautiful vincas as well. It's kind of a mess. It's not a very organized garden, but I think it's pretty. It's very full and very lush this time of year. Around the tomatoes, I do have more soybeans that are just sprouting. So I think I have 4 or 5 of them that just sprouted. I planted more seeds as well. I have a giant cayenne pepper plant, which is putting out some of the most gorgeous cayenne peppers I have ever grown. These are huge. I mean, this came out of my compost. And I don't buy cayennes, so this had to be seeds from cayennes that I had grown previously, but that is incredible. That is bigger. That's about as long as my whole hand. So I will be saving seeds from that one for sure. I don't know what these peppers are. Oh, I guess they're this. This almost looks like a Tabasco, but red instead of orange. So this could be a weird hybrid that I made. Probably won't be saving seeds from that. I've also got my lemongrass that I have been harvesting. Unfortunately, some of my artichokes did not come back this year. So looks like I've just got this. I had one over here, but I think it died back as well. So that's fine. I only ever harvested artichokes once in the 3 years we've been here, and the soil has really been depleted. So it's mostly a lemongrass bed right now. I will try to think of something else to put in here because I do want to use this space. For now, it's just got dead brush while I figure out what to do with it. I've got my asparagus bed. There are some strawberries in the back, but there are some parasitic wasp nests in there and I don't want to disturb them, so I'm not going to get any closer. I don't think they are the kind of wasp that comes and stings. Like parasitic wasps don't really do that, but I just want to keep my distance just in case. There's a lot of them in there. When it comes time for these plants to die back, when we get a freeze and I chop them all back, I'll try to show y'all the nest because I found some last year when I was tearing all this down. So it's like way deep in there, but it's huge. It is absolutely huge. So I try to avoid that. I also have my sweet potatoes, and then I have a ton of other basil. It's mostly the Thai basil, but I do have some Genovese basil here as well. These are both weeds basically in the way that they grow and multiply, so I've just let them grow into each other for the summer. And there's some vinca as well, which also self-seeds like crazy, so I've just let it all happen. I'm sure I will still have plenty of sweet potatoes under this surface. Should be able to harvest them in about a month and a half. I'm very much looking forward to that, so stay tuned for that. I do a video about that every year, and every year I've had an even bigger harvest than the last, so I'm much looking forward to harvesting this year. My pepper bed is doing much better now that I took out the yellow pear tomato that had taken over for the earlier part of the summer. I do have a Roma that was growing basically from compost seed, and I've been letting it grow because I've never been able to grow Romas here before, and it's just growing. So that's the tomato plant that you see here. There's some Roma tomatoes growing. These are my shishitos. They're doing great. Hottest shishitos I have ever grown. Oh my gosh. I cannot eat too many of them at once because they are so spicy. I don't know what's gotten into these plants. My banana pepper is doing great as well. I don't have any that are really ripe because we've been eating them. I just made chili last week, so I used a lot of the peppers for that. I've got more cayennes that I did not plant, but are just so pretty. It's always the plants that come out of your compost that are the best plants you've ever grown. I mean, these are my healthiest plants, are these cayennes in this whole bed. So I don't know. Why do I even try when I just get these without trying? I also have a variegated bell pepper, which is doing really well right now. I will try to save this one over the winter. There's some really cool striped ones down there. So this one's doing well. I do have this one that I overwintered, which is not doing as well. It's very small. So it is what it is. I'll probably, because it's so small, also try to dig it up and save it, but I don't have super high hopes for it. Behind them here, I do need to do some weeding, but I did plant in lieu of all the beans. That's the last bean plant. This whole thing was like 16 bean plants for the whole summer. I did plant a bunch of carrot seeds. Now this stretch, I did them in rows. This row, only like 2 or 3 came up, so I think I need to plant more. But the other rows, I got a lot more. And I am very lazy about this. I probably could have kept it more wet while the seeds were germinating, but for only coming out here every other day to water, I'd say this is a big success. I got quite a few plants. These all look so nice in a row. And I did plant a second grouping of them recently, and I got all of these to come out. So I'll just try it again. As the weather cools down, the soil will stay wet longer and I'll be able to get more. I'll do some weeding, and I think this will be a really good use of this bed in the back here. I just never really know where to put carrots. I think this will be great. There's not a lot of pressure to get them out and put something else in here. So carrots it is. I do have fennel I've been trying to kill off, but I don't want to disturb the roots of the carrots, so I just keep chopping it and it keeps growing back. So there's fennel here as well. This had my watermelons earlier in the summer. Now it's just got 2 giant basil plants and some milkweed. I'm gonna chop these back. Don't know what I'm gonna grow in here for the winter though. This is a very shady spot in the winter, so if you have any ideas, I did successfully grow my first cabbage back here, but I don't think I'm going to try cabbage again. That required a lot of effort when this is a difficult climate to grow those types of brassicas. So something really easy. I want to grow something easy, but also something that doesn't need a lot of sunlight. I'm thinking maybe something like broccoli rabe, maybe collard greens. If you have any ideas, let me know, because I need something to do with this space. My last bean trellis is doing okay because of the cooler weather. The Thai soldier beans are starting to die off. I've also got more cayennes growing like crazy in here. There is a volunteer peach tree, which we're gonna try to transplant. I feel like it's gonna be really difficult. It might not be successful, but that is a peach tree that grew out of my compost as well. And then there's some little basil plants down here. So it's a bit of a mess in here, but there are still beans that are growing. I feel like there's more on the other side, but some of them are also starting to die off as the weather gets cooler. And then I have to have my husband come out every so often because a lot of the beans at this point just grow up on the top, and I'm too short for that. So it is what it is. Over here, we did take all the beans out. There is still some milkweed. There is a watermelon plant. It's crazy. These are like insane compost plants that are growing right now. There is this random pepper plant, and then back there is a cayenne and a jalapeno, more basil, more milkweed. And I did plant, when I took out the beans, I planted some peas. So they're actually doing really well at the moment. They're starting to climb up these trellises. I think I got the timing just right on these because of the weather dropping soon, but it's not dropping to the point of freezing for a while. So I think I will actually have time to get some peas before we have our freezing weather. And then by the time the freezing weather is just about done, I'll be able to plant another round of peas because they can handle a light freeze. Oh, here's one that's really climbing up the trellis right now. Like I said, they can handle a light freeze. They just cannot handle the 1 or 2 deep freezes that we get every year. So they'll die off and I'll have to plant another round of them. And then I forgot to mention there's also a bell pepper in here, and I've struggled to grow bell peppers in Texas just with the heat. It's the same issue that I have with the beefsteak tomatoes, but this compost bell pepper is just doing great. So I will also try to overwinter this just because it's been doing really well. This is still gonna get even bigger. I've harvested a few already, and they probably are about double this size usually. So this is a great plant. I will try my best to overwinter it, but also if it doesn't work, maybe another one will come up from the compost next year. Finally, as I wrap around my rosemary, you guys know the deal. It's taken over this entire bed, but I have been able to get these pepper plants to grow in it. So that is something. And I do have a garlic that came up from last year, but I guess I did not harvest. So I'll let that grow. When I plant new garlic, maybe I'll plant some more in here. We have been working on chopping this back. I would like for it to not take up this entire 6x4 bed so I have room to grow other things, but it is what it is. And then I forgot to show it off in this bed. I have my celery. It's been a little bit burned by the heat. I'll see how it does when the weather gets cooler. I have yet to harvest any celery. It's been more of an experiment for me just to see how it grows. I think if I lived somewhere cooler, this would do so well because it is frost tolerant, but it really doesn't love the heat. And then I also have a few beets back here, and they're just about ready to harvest. They're about the perfect size for eating. So I'll be harvesting those. Not sure what I'm gonna do with them because my husband doesn't like beets, but I'll do something. He likes beet greens, but he doesn't like the beets themselves. So I'll have to find something that I like to eat with them, or I might just give them away to his coworkers. Either way, I've got beets that are almost ready. This also is looking a little scraggly right now, but we decided to create a little flower garden around our bird feeder here. And this is actually like a hook. And this is some sort of wild morning glory. It's really pretty, the blooms in the morning. And the birds seem to like it too. Unfortunately, my cats hide in here and try to get the birds, but they've been unsuccessful thus far. I planted some milkweed. I transplanted it over here earlier in the summer, and a few of them took. So I've got those around here. And then the birds will drop sunflower seeds. So I've got little mini sunflowers around here as well. I'm gonna try next year to get more flowers in here and be more intentional about the wild grasses not being in here. But it is really cool to see in the morning when the flowers take over this bird feeder and they bloom. They're called morning glory, so they're all closed right now, but at some point I will show you guys what it looks like in the morning. It is so, so pretty. Hello. You having fun back here? Oh, thank you. Looks like you guys were following me around out here. I didn't even see you. We are starting to lose sunlight, so that is going to be all for this month's garden tour. It's a little bit of a mess right now. It's a little ragged after the long summer that we've had, but I think next month the garden will look really pretty with true fall vegetables all in place. I'll have things more organized. A lot of these volunteer tomatoes will be gone. Probably all of the tomatoes will be gone because I'll be prepping for a freeze anyway, and possibly the peppers will be uprooted as well. So it's a lot of exciting changes going on here in the garden, and the cats are going to be super helpful. My son comes out here while I'm gardening and he hangs out as well. This is his favorite place to be in the whole world, and that makes me so, so happy that I can create this environment for him. And some of these things like sweet potatoes and the carrots I'm going to be using to make his first food soon, and it's just all a really, really exciting time for us here, and I'm so grateful for this garden. It brings all of us so much joy, from me to the cats to my son, so it's just really, really nice to be out here. But if you like this video, make sure to give Nutmeg and I here a thumbs up down below and subscribe so you don't miss anything from us here on the channel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.